Hello and welcome to Your Team Rick. And first of all, yeah, you saw the disclaimer. This video is not meant to be a political statement. And so what this is, I'm going to send Kerbals to the moon using only Ukrainian rockets. Specifically the Zenit 3. I probably mispronounced that, sorry. And basically, I just wanted to do this because I want to see if I could do a moon landing using smaller launch vehicles. And this first launch, it's launching the tug, which will get the crewed craft to the moon. It also has a habitation module on it, because the main crewed craft has a very small internal volume. And so you can see the module there. Now, it's on the side of the rocket I have a Zenit 3F. This is not a Zenit 3F, it's just a Zenit 3. The F would denote that there will be a frigate upper stage. Again, probably mispronounced that, sorry. But I do not have that, I just have the payload mounted directly to the upper stage. And we're going to use the upper stage engine to do our orbital maneuvers. And I'm trying to conserve as many ignitions as possible since Kerbalism limits ignitions on engines. And we're almost in orbit. I aimed for 85 kilometers by 85 kilometers. And we've entered orbit. We're now deploying our solar panels and antenna. Also, practically every part in this video is from Tantares. And I'm just gonna mention this while not much is happening. Yeah, I did hear the news about Kerbal Space Program 2 and the upcoming update for that, which I definitely will be playing, and I probably will make a series out of that. So yeah, that's something to look forward to, and also something I'm looking forward to. Now, here is our second launch. And so, to actually do the mission, we need that tug to practically be fully fueled. And so we're going to launch a 2 craft up to refuel it. Launching on, this is practically the same vehicle, just with the habitation module removed. I was playing around with some of the advanced camera tools settings. Also, apologies in advance for any weird camera art, or any weird artifacts that might be in this video. I tried to fix an issue with audio desyncing, and that might have caused some compression artifacts. Sorry about that. I'm just plotting my encounter with the tug. And this was a pretty efficient, pre-efficient docking. I was sorry if I sound a bit, sorry if I sound like I'm sick. I am sick. I probably have a cold right now. And we're already rendezvoused. Those outer engines, the verniers, they're running out of ignitions, and so are starting to, they're starting to fail. And it's what's pretty standard rendezvous and docking, except they had the probe extended on the docking port. But after that's resolved, we can transfer the fuel over. I'm gonna leave a tiny bit of fuel left in the refueling vessel so it can deorbit itself. And I got that weird glitch where you can't transfer resources, which you fix that by just opening the resource menu and hovering your mouse over it. After refueling, the refueling vessel undocks and deorbits itself. Here's our second refueling vessel launching. Practically the exact same as the previous one. Nearly the same mission profile. And so, stage separation. I never got the hot staging correct. And docking. And transferring fuel. that resource transfer glitch kept happening. And I actually decided to use the remaining fuel in the refueling vehicle to do a orbital correction for the tug, so we can get into the plane of the Mon, because the Mon in JNSQ has a 5-degree inclination to its orbit, and the refueling vessel is, it's disposed of. And so now we can launch the final craft of the video. It's a crewed craft. There is no launch escape system because the Zenit fairing and Tantares cannot be modified. And so there is the interior. Tantares IVAs are always a bit rough. And I'm not trying to be rude to the mod creator. I completely understand why they didn't spend much time on the IVAs. And here's the external view of the craft. And it's actually a fuel cell powered for the stay on the surface once it's undocked from the tug, which has those solar panels on it. There's the habitat on the tug. And so, since I had so much fuel left over in the rocket that launched the crewed craft, I decided, why don't I use that to start our Kerbal escape burn? Well, really our transmitter injection. We're not going on an escape trajectory from Kerbal. And so, yeah, this craft was severely overbuilt because I designed this assuming that that I would only have the tug and nothing else. And yeah, it was a pretty interesting maneuver. Again, this accomplished. I had to flip the craft around and then ignite the engine. After that's a pretty standard burn. And we're now on our way towards the Mon. However, I need to do a quick course correction because my transmitter injection, due to the way I executed it, it wasn't exact. And just finishing that up with RCS. And now we're set on course for the Mon. And here we are, because time warping towards the Mon was unusually laggy. And so now is orbital insertion. Except for some reason my periapsis was concerningly low after that, so I'm doing a radial outburn to fix that. A Kerbal rise. And undocking. I'm going to now use some RCS to move the craft away from each other. And the orbit burn. And yeah, I'm using a Voskhod crew capsule for the lander, which I know. So it's one of the lightest command pods, and just with how ridiculous of a mission idea this is, I felt it was acceptable to use a equally ridiculous command pod for this. Now we're landing. I'm kind of talking over this. Well, I'm mentioning other stuff than this because it's pretty standard. You've seen the Mon landing before. If you haven't, there's plenty of tutorials out there. And accidentally pressed Z during the final descent. But we've landed. And now we can extend our ladder. And do an EVA. Again, I believe this first-person view for the Kerbals is from Holcam VDS. And a nice view of the parallax to surface. And now, parallax view, it doesn't work with JNSQ by default. I found some configs for it from, well, I'm pretty sure just search the forums for JNSQ parallax configs, and I think you'll be able to find this. We can plant our flag and get a nice picture with it. And I tried to find the surface feature. Was unable to. Instead found some large boulders just west of the landing site. And now we can take off. I wasn't quite sure what I was doing during this ascent. I kept cutting out the engine, and almost started burning the wrong direction. So it's a pretty quick rendezvous and docking. And with that we can do our escape burn from the mon. And this is the last burn we'll need to do, because for some reason the Tantares Voskhod crew capsule can survive every entry from the mon. Also, I did originally try to use the Voskhod airlock on the capsule, but that made the aircraft extremely unstable due to the added weight. I have no idea why I'm bringing that up now. So yeah, we've detached the docking port and the lower stage, which is now exploding during re-entry. And this is one part of the mission I did test beforehand. And it's pretty standard re-entry. And that re-entry plasma trail is from Re-entry Effects Redux, I believe. And not much to really talk about at this point, just waiting for the capsule to land. And again, I misjudged my re-entry and we did not land on land. And we're gonna end up landing in the ocean. Pretty sure it's easy to infer that from the fact we're not going to be landing on land. Any moment now our parachute will deploy. I said any moment now. There it goes. And with that, it's a pretty standard descent. So I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And goodbye.